Hello everybody, so today we're going to talk about some warrior cats. So, like a lot of people I knew when I was younger, I read some warrior cats books. I've now gone on and I've learned a lot about biology. I really love genetics. I will say the genetic accuracy of their cats is not something that warrior cats is really well known for, but today we're going to talk about one of the things us fans like theories about because, oh my goodness, we try. Mm, right? One of the things we like to talk about since, like, I'm pretty sure that if you really like talking about warrior cats and genetics, you've probably watched several videos about how the genetics of the cats doesn't really work that well. But what about the breed of cats? This is something we really much like to talk about. So let's look at on some things. Like I've been doing a lot of I took a lot of classes on biology and genetics. I enjoy breeding various kinds of animals. Know a little bit about breeds of cats. At the same time, I will say that I learned about various breeds of cats while making this video, thanks to lots of really good and dedicated fans out there. I will say that my opinions are different than the opinions of many other fans who've put a lot of work into trying to come up with breeds of cats for these cats. I don't want to disrespect them at all. They did really good on their opinions. These are mine. First, let's just discuss some of the things like people trying to match the descriptions of the cats in the books to breeds. So let's start off with Squirrel Flight. Here's her cover art. She's like the one of the few cats where she's described as long hair and she actually doesn't look too sleek. People just say that she is a Maine Coon. Okay, this is the wrong color, but this is a Maine Coon with, it's like Squirrel Flight is sleeker with a squirrel-like tail. I really feel like this is a really good depiction of what Squirrel Flight would look like. Next, let's do Hollyleaf. Hollyleaf, there was like basically every long-haired cat that could come in black suggested. I went with Maine Coon again because she is related to Squirrel Flight. So it makes sense that she would be the same breed as a cat she's related to, right? And here's a Maine Coon, which looks very similar to what I would think Hollyleaf would look like. Now let's go on to another cat, one which is not related to these two. Blue Star. Now, once again, I feel like the cover art did not get the description of long hair that well, but one of the breeds, the long hair Russian blue, it had another name that I have a hard time pronouncing. Apparently, she's supposed to be a different breed of cat than these other cats in ThunderClan. I guess you can have groups of cats in the same clan that do not interbreed and are completely genetically separate. I do not think that's something that really is a big issue within the clans of warrior cats. I'm used to people talking about an opposite issue, but because she is a blue cat, she is Blue Star, a Russian blue. Now we have Yellow Fang. She's supposed to be a Persian, and honestly, looks very much like her picture. And she is not originally ThunderClan cat. She is from Shadow Clan, so I guess we have now figured out the reason for the warrior code. It is to stop interbreeding, to keep pure breeds between the different cats so they keep their pedigrees intact. I didn't realize this was something they're worried about, but yeah, here is Yellowfang. She's a Persian. So let's look at her son, Broken Star. People say that since she had a pudgy face and since she was Persian, he needed to be a not Oriental, an exotic short hair. I have a hard time, like like this really helps show the breakdown of trying to assign different cats in the warrior books different breeds, because Broken Star should not be a different breed than his mom. He should be at least half the same breed of his mom. His mom being a Persian does not mean that we have to be subjected to this being Broken Star. Yeah, like a breed is a group of genetically isolated individuals who like interbreed with each other. They have their own separate, like they've got their own gene pool. Like I could see different clans possibly being different breeds, but even then, like really, all of them should be the same breed. And honestly, it's really with feral cats, it's hard to really say that they would be a breed at all. Like my parents, they often take in foster kittens from people who find kittens from the feral population back home. Here's a picture of several of them. Would you say that they're a certain breed? These are all what it's like. I used to show cats in 4-H. These are what would be considered American Shorthairs. They're short-haired cats that are not particularly any breed. Okay, this one, she grew up to be a long hair. She's actually a sibling of these ones. Like one of the reasons why Swirlflight can have long hair, even though Fireheart had short hair, and I want to say Sandstorm did as well, is short hair is recessive. You have to have both parents carrying it for any of the kittens to be short hair. If one of the parents does not carry short hair, none of the like all of the kittens will be short hair. But at the same time, like we definitely have, like we have a long hair, we have short hairs. Usually, if you have much further, if there's some much short hair at all, like they will basically dominate. There has to be a lot of short hair genetics for there to be much short hair at all. We have this one. She's a very flat faced individual. This one's very long face. We have like all in between. This one has tufts at the end of her ears. Most of the others do not. We have different hair textures. Same time, we do have most of these being short hair, which tends, since short hair is dominant, that tends to be the direction I think that population goes if you have much short hair at all. So now the question is, okay, so we have our feral cats, our warrior cats. What would they tend to be? Because let's just assume that, okay, they are not a purebred population. We have Rusty. His father's a feral cat. His mom was a kitty pet. He's short hair. Let's just call him an American short hair, kind of like these guys. We also have Cloudtail, who's a kitty pet who came in. He's related to Rusty, but has long hair, which helps show that Rusty's not really a breed. Cloudtail's not part of a breed. They're just cats. That's all they have to be. But at the same time, they are from a different population than these wildcats. We have Sasha, who I want to say she was a Siamese. That really helps bring different population into the gene pool. But for the most part, we have these cats. We know that they live outdoors. In winter and cold, they cover a lot of ground. They are big cats. A lot of them are called considerably big cats. There is some short hairs, which makes sense because there is crossbreeding with barn cats, rogues, kitty pets. Not a lot of them because they try to keep them run out. But there is some crossbreeding, and short hair is very dominant. Like the middle one, he had one long hair sibling. This one had two short hair siblings. This one had two short hair siblings. These three are siblings, and those two are short hair. That one's long hair. I want to say they had two other short hair siblings, but that would total up to two short hair or two long hairs and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 short hairs. So yeah, there will be more short hairs in the population than parents who brought in the short hair gene. But at the same time, there is still an awful lot amount of long hair cats in our population. I want to say the majority of them are long hair to some degree or form. So let's say that our general population, like our population for our cats, are long hair. One other thing, something that a lot of people like to bring up in the genetics issues, our cats kind of have an issue with male calico cats. This is something which is usually a big no-no in cats because the black and red gene, like the color gene, is on the X chromosome. So to have two different colors, like these two, to have black and orange, you have to have one X chromosome, which is black, and one X chromosome, which is orange, which leads to a female cat, not a male cat. If your male cat is calico, they usually aren't having kits, which we have a lot of calico cats having kits. There's only 2 breeds that I know of that have had male calico cats which have had kittens. This is still very rare. I want to say there are 7, which I want to say that there are more than 7 male calico cats in Warriors books who've had kits over way short period of time than is documented on the internet. But these 2 breeds are the Norwegian forest cat, a cat that was in Europe, ran around feral in the forest, long hair, and then also a breed of cat which is theorized to have descended from it, the Maine Coon cat. The Maine Coon cat here, it has many different hairstyles, as you probably will see. Some of them could be considered sleek. I could honestly see Silverstream being like this. Some of them very much not sleek. We have really long hair, like gray stripe. We have squirrel tails. We have some with tufts on the ears, some not. We have such dynamic different looks in this breed, which could help show lots of the very different ways people like they describe the cats in Warriors cats, which would be very useful because you need to be able to differentiate. Some are very long. Most of them are long faced. This one I would call a flatter face. So honestly, in my head canon, mm, Yellow Fang would look more like this, except actually black, like the book said, instead of like gray. We have Tiger Star, who is said to have long hair on his neck. We have Maine Coons sometimes have manes with long hair around their neck, and they can be very sleek, with shaggy hair around the neck and ears, much like Tiger Star. Now, one thing I find fun, the history of this breed. Apparently, these were cats that were in the forests of Maine. They were in the snow, they hunted for themselves, they were feral. The populations of people were kind of dense, or not dense, the opposite of dense. They were spread out. And so there were other cats around, but they interbred very rarely. There weren't that many of them that interbred. And so then we have this cat, which they people now breed very readily. But warriors cats, like they fought a mountain lion. It's pretty much set in America, and the whole thing of the Maine Coon was clans of cats, more or less, that lived in the forests. I don't think they fought mountain lions, so that's kind of incorrect. But they don't fit that bill. But you have so many different characters you can make from these cats. They have male calico cats. They have blues, like Blue Star. She doesn't need to be a separate breed. We've got so many of the traits used to differentiate cats. We even have this one where you could call Spotted because of a combination of its fur texture and the tabbies. Now, once again, I'm gonna say this is a feral population. We have like these aren't like the warrior cats are not purebred cats. We have Rusty in the mix. We have Sasha in the mix. We have Cladtail in the mix. We have, at the same time, I would like to think if I needed to say that warrior cats, like they were a breed, so to say, I would say that aside from kitty pets and rogues, like all of like the clan bred cats, I would say would have to be considered one breed, and that breed would be the Maine Coon. So yeah, I'm sorry. I hope that I wasn't too disrespectful. Like we're all here trying to do our best to come up with figuring out what in the world is up with these cats anyway. I feel like that's a full-time job. Oh, sorry. But yeah, these are the 2 cents of a biology graduate trying to make sense of warriors cats. Please like, comment, subscribe. Have a wonderful day. See you later.